Hey everyone, so we just posted a new video to our YouTube and Patreon discussing Terpsy, one of my favorite muses, and how to use her in physical magic. So using our bodies to manifest through trance dance, dance magic, and my personal favorite, gym witchery or fitness magic. So check it out. It's free. It's on our YouTube at Grave Intentions Goods or our Patreon, again, Grave Intentions Goods. Lots of good information, but a couple things I wanted to address today. You know, there's this ongoing debate of white magic versus black magic. And you know, at the end of the day, all magic is an energetic manipulation. It is a form. We use different methods to manipulate energy. And when we manipulate energy, that all becomes very, very gray. So I believe in gray magic. You know, there is nothing that's white. There is nothing that is black. Everything is gray because everything is manipulation when you are manipulating energy. So keep that in mind. But a couple other things I thought I would address today as well is, you know, as we get closer to Samhain, it is important to know what your chart is doing in astrology. You know, where's your Pluto? Where's your North Node? Samhain is a great time to kind of evaluate your current trajectory and the planetary influences that affect it. I talk a lot about astrophysical magic because our body is a temple. It is an altar. It consists of carbon and hydrogen and all of the elements you need to make magic, to manipulate energy. It's very, very powerful. So astrology definitely ties into astrophysical magic and whatever method you use, whether you're Appalachian, Southern Conjure, Buddhist, it is definitely part of that formula. So it's important to kind of evaluate those aspects in your life and in the world as a whole. As many of you know, the United States just went into its Pluto return, and boy, can you tell. As an omnist with a polytheistic practice, I believe that the creator, tetragrammaton, you know, Ganesh, whatever name you want to give divine source is interconnected. I believe in cosmic consciousness, cosmic connection, and that although we give different names and representations to different energies, that they really do represent the same thing in all of our lives. We just connect to it in a different way, and we use different methods of connecting to that energy, that divine source, and that's okay. But when we're talking about the human body, like I'm on a Terpsy kick right now. Basically, Terpsy, one of the 9 muses, you know, when it comes to fitness magic, I think of the astrophysical implications of that. You know, using boron. Boron is a element that we all can have access to. We can get it even in its raw form from a scientific supplier. You can buy it online. But boron in the human body builds bone, right? And in magic, it builds structure. When we talk about other, I guess, you know, implements from an astrophysical plane, I think about things like iron. Iron's created in the end state fusion process of dying massive stars. And we use iron to solidify spells, to protect, to ward. So again, we just posted a video on this. I'm kind of on a tangent today because I'm trying to get people to think a little bit outside of the box. We get so caught up in our boxes and this whole white versus black versus gray that I think we sometimes lose touch with what's important and what really works. And not to go on too much of a rant, I was talking about shamanism earlier, Tungusic shamanism, Siberian shamanism, and you know, in shamanism, karma is actually in a brownie point system. A lot of shamans do acts of karma to earn karmic brownie points intentionally. So this whole idea that you have to do things out of the goodness of your will and not be expecting good karma, I think is a little ridiculous too, because in some of the oldest practices in spirit work, karma is an earned credit that we are supposed to be aware of, and we're supposed to be doing these acts intentionally to earn those credits. So regardless if you are a practitioner who is a mathematical, physicist who uses sacred geometry and numbers to manifest, or you're a Tibetan Buddhist practitioner that uses sacred sounds, sacred syllables, sacred words to manifest. I really don't think this whole white versus black thing holds much water because, again, no matter what the form, whatever the method you're using, it is a matter of gray. It's gray matter, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we were given that gift for a reason so that we could be aware and intentionally create deviations from paths that we don't want to walk down, or that maybe we want a little bit of a shortcut on. There's nothing wrong with that and nothing to feel bad about. So the spiritual shaming I see going on in the spirit community right now is a little disheartening. I'm sort of blaming it on Pluto right now versus, specific groups. I think right now, if you're in the United States, this is a good time because of Pluto's activity to be working with artifact conjure or artifact magic. Artifacts are very potent, especially if they're over 100 years old. And again, I have videos on this on our YouTube and our Patreon, but this is a beautiful time for artifact magic. Again, it's a gray matter zone, but it works wonderfully. I'm actually considering doing a live, possibly here on TikTok. I'm not really sure yet, but we are going to be doing an artifact conjure auction, and we are going to be having a live auction with some of the wedding rings that we have collected over many years. We actually have quite a few that are 100 to 300 years old, even dating back to the Gregorian era, that we are going to be auctioning off for artifact conjure practitioners in the near future. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a message. I can definitely keep you updated and send you a link once we get that all finalized. Otherwise, stay magical.